So that's pretty good, right? So we had that today. So we finally got the from GameStop, the convertible private, the offering is complete. So that's good news. But the stock price doesn't really move after the this drop, right? So you wonder why, right? So GameStop, I thought something's gonna trigger here. Um, the market makers, they didn't want to let this go yet, and I wonder why, right? So they might be waiting for something, right? They might be waiting for something. And Rowan Kitty, he didn't tweet today, so I took a look at well, let's take a look at GME here. So I took a little bit more closely what's going on. So I do believe that we are heading for the second thump wave, and then as you can see what they created in Feb, it's tracking very nicely. After this short signal appear here, which is same spot where it was, it goes sideways a little bit, and this one goes sideways really just very short period of time, and then they start to smash it down, come up, right? They go up and down like a staircases, and then this thing start to bouncing back up. Long signal appear here, long signal appear here, right? So it's pretty much, I think the setup is clearly there, right? We are heading for another pop here, right? The question is when it's going to pop, right? So today I wanted to walk you guys through what we are expecting from today. So let me start with MACD here, right? So as you can see, this MACD is sort of kind of like creating some sort of a planet formation, right? Like a planet formation. So it does same thing happen here, right? MACD line, when you put a line on the top and on the bottom, it's making a wedge, right? Same as in the fractals here, in the candles. So we are pretty much there, and I took a look at it, and what I see here is that when you look at this yellow line touches here. Yellow line haven't touches yet, right? So this is 10 minutes. This is 30 minutes. I mean, yeah. So I think maybe they might want to do this another one here, one on the top, right? So I brought the fractals here just to somehow, because I know they're somehow using this fractals, but we gotta figure out where we at exactly, right? So where are we, right? So this thing start to bouncing up, MACD clearly goes up, right? This goes up like a staircases. You see there's it kind of shows here 1, 2, 3, right? And then it has a pullback, right? This one does. I don't know if this one is just one. I did see. Yeah, maybe this is not it. So this is one. Let's say this is 1, 2, and 3. Right? I think that's 3. Right? So if we did that, then we might be like here or something. And then how when you look at this one, when this thing hit the top, comes down, go up, comes down, go up, it's making a like a wedge, a very small wedge here. And then I think today they did somehow very something very similar to this one. So he hit the top, come down, go up, kind of making a wedge here. So I think I think they might be here or something. We might be here or something. Yeah, it's very challenging here. I don't know if we are actually here or here. I don't think it's here. No, I don't know if this is it. Let's see. Yeah, if that happened, that's Thursday, but I don't know if that's Thursday. So that's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There's a pullback here. We had some pullback. Yeah, I think maybe it's this one. Yeah, this is the most challenging part here. Like the fractals, like tracking fractals is the most challenging part. But I think we might be here, you know. So we might pop up to 2350 and do this again and go sideways. And then and then that's Wednesday. So this is gonna be a Wednesday tomorrow. Pop. So how much is pop? Is if this is right, it pops like 3% tomorrow. Yeah, and then go sideways, like go up and down, and then just park there, and then something happen tomorrow, and then just shoot it up to yeah, this is a wick, so don't ignore this one. I think it will most likely settle around here, $34. Yeah, somebody I think shared something with me today. I think it's kind of I look at it very similar to somebody who shared their TA. Where is this guy? Where is? There's a lot of replies. Yeah, maybe. Oh yeah, this guy. Yeah, he said he's also seeing $33. So what is it? Is this AMC? Oh, I thought it's GME. Yeah. But anyway, like tomorrow, like I think tomorrow most likely we'll see a pop, but I don't know. Like it really depends. I think it really depends, but if okay, let's check MACD. Sorry, let's check RSI. Yeah, this is the most challenging part, especially when you're trying to figure out. Like I know where we at exactly, but trying to figure out the perfect the time when this thing pop. I think that's the most important thing. I mean, most challenging part. I think it's not important thing, but I mean it's most important, most challenging part. So if you take a look at MACD here, RSI here. So after this thing touched the bottom, which also after this whole private offering, it touched the bottom here. Push this up, right? Push this up here as well after this bottom. Push this up. Have a pullback, right? But it's making a higher low, right? A same kind of setup. Hit the bottom, go up, come down, creating a higher low, although the price is lower. Okay, RSI is moving up. Same setup, right? So now next part is pop, right? So it just pushes to the top up to 73 points. This is 30 minutes. This is 10 minutes. I'll probably actually bring this one to a little bit more like maybe 15 minutes. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, maybe, yeah. So there you go. So now this thing kind of cool it down a little bit here. So if I look for that kind of similar spot where that is, let me find out. Let's see. Yeah, so there's a couple of times where they do come up, down, and pull back here. So they did multiple times here. Like, so I don't know if whether here or whether here. I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out right now. This is the most difficult part. So this is 15 minutes here. So push this up. There's a pullback. There's a pullback. Yeah, I think it's this one. I think we are here, I think we are here. Yeah. So tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow, we're going to see up to another 3% upside. But nothing's going to happen yet until market close. Okay? So we still, I think, need to see this fractals, I think. This one. Like, we're like here. Hold on. Let me just we're like here. This one. Yeah, we just finished this part. Okay. Yeah, we just finished this pink part. Maybe I color this one so you can look at it, you know, you can see it better, right? So we finished this, I think, pink part. And we still gotta see this part. I'm gonna change to maybe like more like green or something. Yeah, we still gotta see this part tomorrow, I think. Not financial advice. And then that will complete this final the fractals and then squeeze. Not financial advice, but I think that's how I see right now. As I'm looking at this more tightly. Okay, so and the FA, but that's how I see it. So something's gonna happen tomorrow after hours or Thursday pre-market, and I don't know what that is, but this thing will shoot up to $46 because that happened here, right? It was so fast. So I don't know. Yeah, like there's a huge wick here, right? It touches $31, right? $31.60. I think similar price action. So it will come down really fast. I don't know what the announcement is gonna be, but it will be really fast. But it will stay around, I think, $32 level because there's a gap. There's a gap here at this level, right? $27 gap. There's huge gap here. Is this the gap that I made? No, that's actually a real gap. Yeah, that's kind of crazy, right? But anyway, yeah, there's a huge gap here. And I think that gap will be filled. And there's gap here at $32 too, right? See? So I think this gap will be filled. And when GME touches this gap, basically that will confirm this. When you look at this thing as a whole, like a bigger picture, so this is very significant points here, because when you look at this one from May, this is April, right? End of April. And May, right? This May squeeze, right? This is kind of because there's a two lines that I was looking at, right? I think I mentioned before. So the first line was this one. I'm gonna maybe draw another line. So first line was this one here. Oh shit! What the hell? Huh? Oh, first line is this one. So from the top, no, actually from here, from this, the top of the January, and then the top of here. So there's the two lines. So this line was touched and then pull back, right? That's the first wave. So that was the first wave. Let me change the color to, should I even change the color? Yeah, okay, whatever. So this line and this one, the wick, and this one, recent, the first thumb wave. This is the first line I'm seeing here, right? This going towards the earning for June. Okay. The second line is this line. This line is from last year top May 14, June 10th, and coming up second thumb wave. And that thumb wave will go up to 34, 32 level. We'll have a huge pullback, and I think they might announce another offering. Okay, I don't know. Something's gonna happen here. Something's gonna happen tomorrow. Something's gonna happen after GameStop touches that level, 32, 34. It will have a minus maybe 30 to 40% pullback, and I think maybe that will be maybe that. I think that might be either private offering again, or merger acquisition announcement news. I think, because usually, as you guys heard of it, when they announce acquisition, the stock price tank, right? Like it's more like in a short term, not for long term. So I think something's gonna happen tomorrow. Tomorrow, like market close or something like that, like Wednesday market close or Thursday morning, push the price, pull back hard, right? Something's gonna happen. So that phase will be the second thumb wave. Final third thumb wave. I don't know what they're gonna announce, but this will be the smaller one. And when they make the second thumb wave, it will just touch this line, right? It's not gonna push a valve yet, but it will go all the way to this the final wedge, at the end of the final wedge here, the corner, and that there's a June earning for GameStop. So I think they might drag it out to June earning. I don't know. Maybe it could start before. I don't know, but I still have to track their fractal. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, if they run like this, they could run like this. So it really depends when the second and third thumb wave is, and if everything finished by after April OPEX, and maybe this thing will start kick off in May, and then they have pullback, and here June earning, something's gonna happen here, push this thing up, right? Makes sense, right? This is June earning, so I think maybe this will start to kick off rally in early May, start to breaking out of this huge panic formation, right? Triangle formation, pull back by June 4th, earning happen, push this thing up, heading for June OPEX, some pullback, and push this thing up after June OPEX. Something happened here, pushes up for gamma squeeze, up to $100 level, right? Maybe they break this thing, the June and May high. However, it might not go all the way to this level, which is 2021 January level. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna go that far, but they might just go somewhere in between. $100 pullback, sharp pullback, right? 40% downside, and that's from the June to July, right? So because that's kind of the month that I'm looking at, there's a market crash, right? June, I don't know why. Something's gonna happen in between June and July. Everything will crash. Bitcoin, S&P, everything crash. Everything crash in June, July. I don't know what's gonna happen in June or July, but something's gonna happen in June and July. I mean, there's not much actually crash, but yeah, I mean, 15% maybe. Where's SPY? Yeah, SPY here. Where's June? Yeah, this is June, July. You see, from July to next year. Yeah, huge crash. So that's very interesting, isn't it? So yeah, we are heading into the market crash. And I think Bitcoin, GameStop will rally before this, but have will most likely will follow that kind of the pullback with the crash altogether, and then and after that, they're gonna have a go for like sideways a little bit, and then push this thing up, right? Push this thing up, and then final MOAS happen like somewhere here, maybe like it says July 2027, so I don't know. It's weird. I don't know how much they're gonna drag it out. I don't know if they're gonna run that slow, but yeah, we'll see. But yeah, it's hard to track right now. I don't think that's the right one. I think it's sometimes like the time frame just got so fucked up here. Yeah, this is August. Okay, so this is November. Yeah, no, I think it will be maybe slightly faster than, who knows, right? So if there's a market events, yeah, I think it will be, everything will finish by 2026. At least, yeah. So, but before we heading into next year, we're gonna for sure have a big rally. And it's not gonna come down to $20 level again. This will be the final bottom, I think. And then, but yeah, something was gonna happen here. But let's look at AMC actually. So AMC had a it dumped quite hard, right? I was like, whoa, there's something. I mean, I know the fact that AMC is super rigged, right? Like AMC is not a common stock. Like it's not. It's like a heavily manipulated stock, right? When I see the AMC tank today, I was like, well, okay, like something is definitely cooking here. Someone's using a huge leverage, and maybe run the cycles again, right? Or maybe there's something like maybe swap expires or something like that. I checked the fractals, so I'm gonna walk you guys through what I'm seeing for AMC. So AMC is I'm actually watching out for between the 2020 cycles, but I think the cycle might change, or they might run slightly different algo here because it's new. They might use this pattern here. So we had this kind of after earning, there's a pullback, and then for the bigger picture, I was actually looking at, this is 2020, right? So I was looking at the 2020 fractals here, right? So but I think they might. I have a feeling that they might have a completely different cycle. So yeah, this is kind of the fractals that I was tracking, but I think somewhat it was actually going. I mean, it was moving very similar to this one. So yeah, there's a pushback, pull back down, creating a rounder shape, push up into the share offering, pull back, right? And then we need to see this thing pop right here. But the funny thing is, they're actually modifying some fractals. So so let's take a look at this one. So this is 2020, right? 24. In May, this thing popped up to $11. I think it was more, right? I think yes, maybe $12, something like that. When you draw a line, it perfectly lined pretty much the final wedge. It has to show direction. And when you look at the 2020 fractals here, it's also it's time for pop, right? When you look at 2020 fractals, it says it could pop to $5, right? Between maybe I'm looking at maybe somewhere between like $4 to $5. But when you look at the fractals here for 2020, this thing actually popped harder, right? So it was supposed to go up this much, maybe 6%, but it went above 6%. It went almost 300%, which means this is super, AMC is super manipulated, over leveraged, maybe possible derivatives and swaps and all that crazy shit by hedge fund. So AMC might be used as a collateral to short the GameStop and other basket, right? So they probably borrow a shitload of AMC, right, and then short other stocks, right, to suppress the price, right? So, and then as I see AMC's tanking down more, that's how I saw. So when this thing pop, I think it will be pop harder than maybe $5. Who knows? So we are almost at the end. GME is about to see show a second thumb wave. AMC is about to show another direction, you know. And then I don't know. I mean, maybe it could pop to a $10, you know, like this, right? You never know. I don't know yet, so I can't really tell. But yeah, I don't know what AMC. I don't think AMC will have some sort of a catalyst on its own, right? Maybe something's gonna happen. I don't know. Maybe Bed Bath Beyond or something. I don't know. I today, you know what I thought? Maybe AMC was use collateral to suppress BBBY right now. I know there's no BBBY yet, but maybe in the back door, maybe, who knows, right? But anyway, so I when you look at this fractals here, so I want to show you something. So you see, this is the final wedge. This is April, May, right? And then squeeze, same thing, right? It go up and down, making a wedge, pop, right? It has to show direction either one way or another, right? And it goes above, right? It just goes squeeze, and that's when that's when RK tweet, and you know, shit happens. Same type of movement I'm seeing here, making another huge wedge from last year May to now. I think it's gonna restart the cycle, right? It's gonna restart the cycle, and then when you look at this, so I create this green box here so that maybe you guys can kind of see it better. You see how this thing has a green long signal appear here, which what happened here. After this thing pushed upside and pull back, this one shows short signal appear here. This is 2 hour. Maybe I want to change to 1 hour here. 1 second. Yeah, okay. Maybe, you know what? Maybe I change to 2 hours. Okay, there you go. So 2 hours. So 2 hours, 2 hours. Okay. So you see, there's a short signal, tank it down. Long signal appear here, right? In the blue box, right? Pushes up, pushes down, and now there's a short signal appear here, right? Push back down, right? So we had a very similar type of I think May fractals. Very interesting, isn't it? So from the signal where you saw a short signal at the end, right? And then I copy the same fractals and I move it over here. It's just perfectly matches perfectly, right? So tomorrow, AMC might, I don't know. AMC might announce something. I don't know if it could have its own the catalyst. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. But yeah, it's just parked there, you know. And then when you actually stretch it out and then match the pattern here, the fractal size, and then when you look at how much it will go up with the May cycle, This can go up to $10. Okay, and then you'll be like, how the fuck that's possible, right? And when you look at the gap, you see there's a gap here in daily. There's this gap at $12. So who know, we might, retest this, the gap, and then come back down, right? Who knows? You never know. It's funny, they actually left the gap here. 1 second. Oh, very interesting. Yeah, they left the gap at $3 here. So which means that they're gonna push this thing up to fill that gap. I think they have a similar setup here. Yeah, you see? They left the gap here and then push this up. Yeah, very similar setup, isn't it? Yeah, very similar setup. But anyway, yeah, I think, yeah, we're pretty much kind of at the end of the final. Yeah, something's gonna happen, tomorrow. So we'll see how this thing plays out. And after that, this is final wedge, breakout, and maybe creating another second one, right? And then this will come down like very sharply. So if anybody play options, yeah, you want to take profits, because if you wait, you lose all your money. So just be careful. And then after that, when you take a look at this blue fractals here, this is 2020 December, and then this is 2021 January cycle. So that's where we're gonna see a January's type of squeeze, and there might be a pullback, right? There might be a pullback, so they might run like that, right? But it's more like when the time come for the direction, maybe just kind of have a bigger squeeze than 2020. I'm really curious how much this will go here in this Jan squeeze phase. It says 25 or 23, but maybe, who knows, maybe this can go up to higher. You never know, right? But yeah, that's kind of what I see. So let's see if something happened tomorrow with AMC. I think it's possible. I think it's possible. I think the bottom is pretty much in, right? Like, there's not really much bottom here. And then once this thing start to maybe push this thing up tomorrow, and then so tomorrow is what, Wednesday, right? So 9:30, something happened. 2, 3, 4. So maybe finishes around like $3.70 or something here. And then maybe tomorrow something happened with GME, GME pop, AMC pop together, So yeah, and this is Thursday. So Wednesday, Thursday, and then, as you know, the Friday usually there's an option, the expiration day. So and they're gonna tank it down, right? Friday, and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So yeah, they're gonna tank it down. So yeah, just kind of watch out for that. Those kind of movement here. So yeah, there's $4 gap here as well, right? So there's a gap here. There's a gap here at $3. There's a $4. So which means that $3 and $4 gap will be filled. There's really not much gap at $9 or $8, but there's a gap at $10. Sorry, not $10, $12. So I don't know if they're gonna fill this one. Maybe they can fill this really fast and come down. But there's still got other two gaps to be filled. So we'll see. So that's AMC. I mean, AMC is definitely very hard to track, but I think we are pretty much there. When you even look at the MACD, let me show you the MACD. No, sorry, I'll show you with the RSI ones. Yeah, first. 1 second, guys. I'm gonna just stretch this one. I don't know if you guys kind of follow with me, but I mean, there's a lot of stuff to cover, right? So Yeah, let's take a look at just the final part here at the end before the gap up squeeze. Look at this MACD. So I don't know why I keep saying MACD. You know, today was really tiring, so I didn't have any nap or anything, so my mind is just kind of pretty much like blanked out. Yeah, I'm just kind of mumbling right now. So yeah, I think we are here, and then this thing when I take a look at this one before I did a live stream. When you look at this thing here, let me turn this one a little bit darker here. So this MACD, why I keep saying fucking MACD? This RSI. Okay, when you look at this RSI, you see, I broke these two parts into green box and blue box, right? When you look at this green box, this thing finishes off here, right? But after they hit this bottom, it's also going up and down, but the bottoms are kind of increasing, right? Making a higher low, right? Another higher low, right? They go up, down, making higher low, and then squeeze, right? I noticed that after this thing hit this bottom, go up, come down, right? I mean, it doesn't have a much higher low, but compared to here, when you look at this one is bottoms here, so bottoms definitely moving up, right? Higher low, right? This time the bottom comes down a little bit sharper, here. So I think definitely there's some sort of a manipulation, and also there's some sort of a, what do you call that? It has a, yeah, I mean, they're suppressing somehow. Yeah, I mean, they're really using AMC to suppress the basket stock properly, right? So that's kind of what I noticed today. They're really really trying hard to use AMC to suppress the price, suppress as much as they can, and abusing, like really abusing the stocks. And I ask why. Is it really abusing stock to suppress the AMC only, or it's also the whole entire basket stocks? I was really curious, but anyway, so we are actually pretty much here, the down, here, right? So the RSI bottom out here at $23 level, 23 level. This was a 37 level, so it was a lot lower. But when you take a look at the patterns here, it seems like they went up, they come down here yesterday, we pushed up and come down, right? It has a very similar pattern here, right? This thing price come down, pushes up, pushes down, right? Even like pushes down harder, right? Definitely, right? So I think AMC somehow run it a little bit faster than GME. I mean, it's kind of correlated, right? But the pattern itself, it's like, yeah, it's, the RSI looks like it has a same bottom level, right? It goes up and down. The price is definitely lower here, and that's kind of what we saw here too, right? Very similarly. It bottom up here, pushes up, pull back down, but RSI's it does a same kind of double bottom setup, right? So what's next? The next is gap up squeeze, right? So I think tomorrow we'll see if AMC will do a gap up start to squeezing. So I'm expecting some sort of a, I don't know, news or announcement, or it could just start to run. I don't know. So yeah, AMC might start run, and GME probably maybe follows. Yeah, because it has to go up. I think GME still has this fractal left to finish, and then shot up, right? So this is Thursday. So yeah, AMC. How much GME? Yeah, GME is not moving right now. So I think GME still gotta finish that kind of pattern. The fractals here, the green fractals. tomorrow. Probably up 3% tomorrow. So yeah, I mean this time is very very interesting. Yeah, this time is very very interesting. Hmm. Yeah, I've been thinking quite a lot. How how they're gonna run. But I think AMC will run bigger maybe this time. Yeah, I think AMC will run big time this time. So I don't know what kind of catalyst AMC has left, to be honest. I haven't really followed AMC stuff recently. I mean, I listened to the earning, but what other catalyst does AMC have? I mean, if anybody knows, yeah, feel free to share with me, or you can just comment down below my live stream. But yeah, it's we'll see. Yeah, but the fractal wise, it's pretty much complete. There's really nothing much um, that AMC can go through. I mean, it's yeah. Look at this blue box here. The yellow line is already kind of down here, pushes up. When you look at the purple line, it does kind of do this. Yeah, it does all the same thing. The yellow line is here. The purple line, it did a double bottom. There's nothing much to do. They run it faster here. Yeah, AMC fractal, the algo run fast. So yeah, it's really, it needs to just go. And I don't know what catalyst there will be, but let's watch for how this thing will move tomorrow. And then same as GME, yeah, will go up and finish this fractals, come down, do this kind of bottom, double bottom type of stuff, and then after hours maybe, or yeah, maybe Roaring Kitty tweets, or maybe Roaring Kitty tweet in after hours, 8 p.m. Eastern time, and then gap up squeezing or something like that. So yeah, that's kind of pretty much it, guys. So yeah, hope this helps, and then I'll probably update this one on my Twitter, so you can check that out later. So yeah, thanks for tuning in again, and then have a good night, and I'll see you next time.